are to receive a response to that stipulation. He did write a letter to the court in response to that stipulation. And the court then, Your Honor, responded and stated to Mr. Mulligan to order a transcript from the hearing. And I'm still waiting to receive that transcript. I have gotten some other communication from Mr. Mulligan stating that Ms. Hawkinson wanted to arrange to have a contractor to come out to the property. I requested on September 25th, 2024, for 3 available times that the contractor would be able to come onto the property. I have yet to receive a response to that. So at this point, Your Honor, we are waiting for information from Mr. Mulligan.
Mr. Mulligan, please provide me an update and let me know why I shouldn't just dismiss the matter with prejudice, which is my original decision in this matter, and leave it at that, because I'm going to tell you, I'm getting the runaround and it's frustrating the court. It's making a mockery of the judicial system. It's causing an extensive and substantial amount of financial legal responsibility, not only for your client, but for the Wolves as well. Why should the court not deny the motion for reconsideration and go back to it and have its original decision stand? Because again, July 25th, in which the court had all parties here to hear a motion for reconsideration. The parties were given an opportunity to sit down and to have time to reach a settlement, which they apparently did. The court was prepared to make a decision that day on whether or not to continue with the motion for reconsideration or to continue with its original decision, which was to dismiss the matter with prejudice. Mr. Mulligan, please entertain the court and give me some information.
Well, number one, Your Honor, the stipulation in order was not in conjunction.
Mr. Mulligan, 807.05 Wisconsin statutes. It was stated on the record, Wisconsin statute 807.05 makes it binding. And at that hearing, the court said, and I quote, it said, "Whoa," and were stated on the record, and it shall be so.
The record shows that we reserved our position once the opposing parties have ascertained any additional information. We reserved.
Mr. Mulligan, I'm stopping you right now. I don't want you to reserve anything right now. I want you to tell me why I shouldn't go back and keep my original decision to dismiss, because we're still on this reconsideration. Dismiss with prejudice. That's where we were. And when we were here on July 25th, I gave the parties the opportunity to try and resolve the matter and stipulate to an agreement that could work for both of the parties, because I looked you in the eye, I looked your client in the eye, and both of you knew that your time to appeal had lapsed, that you had no longer an ability to appeal because there was no longer any time to appeal. Both you and Mr. Benson lost that by both other counsel. So I gave you an opportunity to reach an agreement in this matter. It was placed on the record. Tell me why. Tell me why I should not continue with my original decision to dismiss this matter with prejudice. Has this reached a decision? Am I to get the transcript, and am I to do an order based upon that agreement that was reached? Or is this matter dismissed with prejudice? Tell me now, Mr. Mulligan. I don't want to hear any this, that, or the other, and my client wants more money, my client wants this, and my client wants to agree to that. I do not want to hear that, Mr. Mulligan.
That was made a part of the record, Your Honor, and I think it's important.
Mr. Mulligan, I want the basis of an agreement. Is there an agreement, and that the court can reach other, and the court, myself, me, the judge, can reach a decision on other issues? Or is this matter dismissed with prejudice?
Well, it should not be dismissed with prejudice. We briefed that fully and would like a hearing.
No. July 25th, Mr. Mulligan, you had since July 25th. And prior to that, Mr. Mulligan, you had a whole lot of other time. Prior to that, August 9th. Prior to that, Mr. Mulligan, you had September 26, 2022. Prior to that, Mr. Mulligan, you had September 27th, 2022. Prior to that, Mr. Mulligan, April 4th, 2022. I am losing my I'm losing my patience here. Losing my patience.
To opposing counsel in August in an effort to get this matter.
One question, Mr. Mulligan. One question, Mr. Mulligan, and you answer this question and you think very carefully. You think very carefully, Mr. Mulligan. September 18th, 2024. September 18th, 2024. On your letter written to the court, your letter, which the court received on September 18th, 2024, in which you asked about language brought up in court and the contents. This court, myself, the judge, wrote, Mr. Mulligan, please order a transcript so that the parties and the court can see what was actually stated on the record for the agreement. We cannot rely upon minutes. Judge Mogan, September 18th, 2024. And I'm asking you, Mr. Mulligan, right now, think extremely careful about your answer. And it is a yes or no question. Yes or no. Did you order that transcript after September 18th, 2024? Yes or no?
I've got the transcript, but I don't have a recollection of Your Honor mailing me a response.
It was filed, Mr. Mulligan, this is an electronic file. So you received it electronically on September 18th, 2024. If you have the transcript, then why isn't it in the file? Because the court reporter files it once she does it. Who is the court reporter? Look at the transcript right now. Tell me who is a court reporter.
I don't have that information.
Get the transcript right now. Tell me who is a court reporter.
I can't because I don't have that information. I've got a copy.
I don't think you ordered it.
Transcribed.
I'm going to contact the court reporter and I'm going to ensure that you ordered the transcript as the court ordered. If you did not order the transcript, I am holding you in contempt and I'm ordering sanctions. Did you order that transcript, Mr. Mulligan? I
don't believe I did.
You just lied to the court. You literally just lied to the court. This matter is dismissed with prejudice.
I don't lie.
This matter is dismissed with prejudice. You just lied to the court, Mr. Mulligan. This matter is dismissed, Ms. Wolf, with prejudice and with costs.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you like us to submit an affidavit of attorney's fees?
Yes, I will. And whether or not you wish, the court is holding Mr. Mulligan in contempt for his failure to be truthful with the court right now. He just stated he ordered that transcript when the court told him to order that transcript. And he just stated, you literally just stated on the record, Mr. Mulligan. You literally just
said I have a copy of the transcript. I did not lie to the court.
If you said you have a copy of the transcript, you can't have a copy unless you ordered it because no one ordered it. And you were told to order it. How do you have a copy of the transcript?
I don't have an answer for that, but I was thinking it was the clerk's notes.
No, you have minutes. And that's what I said. In your letter, you said, if you want me to read your letter verbatim, the plaintiff agreed only to the language that was brought up in court as to the contents of a concrete walkway. None of the rest was brought up to the court. Also, the remaining slab will have to be supported some other way. We will abide by what was announced in court, not what was added to the agreement, which is attached. We will follow the agreement as set forth in the agreement put on the transcript and not the extra verbiage, as it is beyond the scope of the agreement. Very truly yours, Thomas O. Mulligan. And you attached the minutes from the clerk. You did not attach the transcript. That is where this court, myself, wrote on your letter, Mr. Mulligan, my own handwriting wrote on your letter, and I quote, Mr. Mulligan, please order a transcript so the parties and the court can see what was actually stated on the record for the agreement. We cannot rely upon minutes. Judge Mogan, September 18th, 2024. That was filed in the electronic file the same day and time extremely right immediately after I wrote it on your letter, September 18th, 2024. Then Ms. Wolf sent correspondence not only to me, but to you, Mr. Mulligan. Dear Judge Mogan, I am in receipt of letter dated September 17, 2024 to the court from Thomas Mulligan, attorney for Carol Haskinson. The letter also includes your response to Mr. Mulligan dated September 18th, 2024. It is my intent to respond to Mr. Mulligan's letter after Mr. Mulligan provides me with a copy of the transcript from the July 25th, 2024 hearing. Please let me know if you would prefer I respond at a different time or in a different manner. Respectfully submitted, Kelsey Law Office, PA Joanne Wolf. Ms. Wolf, did you then, after that letter was filed with the court, send a letter and have correspondence with Mr. Mulligan?
After sending that letter to the court, my assistant would have provided that to Mr. Mulligan, the letter. And then also there was communication with Mr. Mulligan on September 25th, 2024. I have an email from Mr. Mulligan to me with the name of a contractor. I believe it says, here's the information for the contractor, Construction Unlimited, and lists the phone number. And then I responded to Mr. Mulligan on September 25th, 2024. And I said, please let me know of at least 3 afternoons, evenings. This contractor is available so I can arrange it with the heads. And I never received a response from Mr. Mulligan since September 25th, 2024.
And the court has not received any receipt of anyone ordering the transcript from the court's order of September 18th, 2024. And Mr. Mulligan, in my correspondence to you, I indicated to you minutes are not a transcript. They cannot be relied upon as a transcript. You provided the court with minutes. Minutes are different than a transcript. Minutes cannot be relied upon like a transcript. The court informed you of that. The court ordered you to order the transcript from the court reporter. You now just said that you did so, and then now you said you didn't, or you have a copy of it. You do not have a copy of the transcript. This has been a complete waste of the court's time. My decision to have the matter dismissed with prejudice stands. Please draft the order, Ms. Wolf, and send it to the court to sign. Thank you.
So I think this goes under Judge Mogan wasn't happy. And so she's normally good with her words, and you could tell here she's just purely frustrated with him. Happy New Year's, everybody, or I guess it's New Year's Eve. So I don't know if you're supposed to say Happy New Year's Eve or almost Happy New Year's. I don't know how it goes. We're not going to celebrate a lot. Thank you all for coming out. You could have been anywhere, but you're here. Doing this from a hotel, my headphones don't work right, so I'm kind of lost at a spot here. So I'm just going to jump on to the next one. We've even got Judge Fleischer. Let's go ahead and jump to that Judge Fleischer because I didn't get to see that. I was cutting it up right before I started the video. So let's see what we got. Let's see. This was from yesterday's court, and so we're going to jump into it and just take it by chance.
What you guys?
Here we go.
So answering it, the cell phone doesn't work in here. I guess
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you actually wanted. That's
He was
why
dressed
we-
up for yesterday.
So, let's see, so we got family here. All right, do you want to bring them out?
yeah, can we bring them out, please?
Please.
Judge, if I could just get a minute to get my document in order. Okay. And again, I was really stuck over there, Judge. We were waiting on some stuff.
You're a busy person, Ricardo.
I try not to be.
Why don't you love us first?
Well, I was here.
He does. He
Earlier.
does. But I was out. I had at least like 2 other courts that I had to hit. So it's
You're
not
covering for 2 other judges? Wow.
no, 3.
3? Oh my God.
Everyone is out. I mean, the courts, it's just,
I would
Yeah.
imagine.
I don't know why I'm even here. What? Yeah, but tomorrow it'll be lighter for us here. So Speak English, sir.
Yes, I do.
Morning, Mr. Caceres. Mr. Caceres, you are in front of us now because you have a fugitive case. You are wanted out of state of Connecticut for sexual assault. And he has already waived.
Yes, Judge.
And where are we at now?
So, Judge, this
That's funny, everybody. He's wanted out of the state of Connecticut for sexual assault. When I was scanning through this just 10 minutes before the start of this, I saw this. I was like, yeah, that guy looks like a creep. Let me go ahead and cut that. So I obviously pinned him out pretty good. So let's see how this one goes. It may be a good one.
was originally set today, but on Friday, on a notification from the demanding jurisdiction, they requested an extension from today to the 3rd. They didn't receive notice, which
Oh,
I don't believe this was addressed on Friday, but they've since corrected the issue with the original fax number not reaching the detective's desk for extradition. And so they've now corrected it where this won't happen again.
so are you saying that Harris County did not fax Connecticut?
No, they did fax Connecticut, but the fax numbers that they sent it to is it has to go through, I can't remember if the name is inspector or adjuster, but there is a figurehead that has to flow through before it reaches the detective's desk, the actual extradition detective. And so on the 3rd attempt, when there was no response, is our sheriff's office reached out to their sheriff's office and finally got someone on the phone. When they were notified that same day, within, I would assume, a couple of hours, because it was still the morning, the detective immediately called Amy, who then notified me, and I talked to the detective within hours of being notified. And from then, they asked an extension to the 3rd to pick them up. For this offense, they have been investigating since 2021, and the warrant issued in 2022 is that they've been pursuing this defendant for quite a long time. And again, this was learned after our approach, after speaking with the detective, is that they weren't aware, they had a possible suspicion he might be in Texas, but they weren't even aware he was here. But due to the severity, the nature of the offense, where to recap Friday, is that this was closer to a burglary of habitation, 1st degree, where sexual assault was committed after forcing himself into the home of someone that he knew. This was not from what they allege, it's not a dating relationship, but someone he's familiar with. Is that because of the severity of the offense and the fact that the warrant is so old, is that the detectives believe they are not confident that he will self-surrender. And because they've already confirmed, and they sent another confirmation email this morning that they are able to secure and pick him up this Friday, is that we request no bond for this offense and the extension.
If I may, so whatever the charges might be, it could be murder. Well, it can't be murder because you can't let him out on
Right.
bond. The point is, he's presumed innocent. So without anything else, he is innocent as he stands here. No evidence is being presented. So if we're talking about the severity of something, he is presumed innocent. He is innocent of that as of right now. Until he gets over there to that jurisdiction, can they find him guilty of that? So presuming he's innocent, talking about the severity of a charge doesn't really have an effect on this fugitive case, because there are 2 things that he's got in place, 2 things that he needs to make a decision on, whether to waive or whether to fight formally his extradition. The waiver says, what he agreed to says, they have 14 days. It is ordered for the sheriff to hold him for no more than 14 days of the date this was signed. This is the actual order signed by the court. This is what he agreed to. Signed by him, signed by you, the judge. And so this is the agreement. The fact that somebody didn't send a fax to the correct number, that's not, it doesn't say, but if we send the fax to the wrong number, you get to hold them for 3 extra days. This says 14 days. This is what he signed up for. This is what's ordered. This is what I say should stand, and this is what I say should allow him to get out today. If they didn't do their due diligence for this, it's not on my client. He signed up for this.
So let me explain to you how things work, Mr. Caceres, is that the 14 days is a courtesy. Statutorily, by statute, we can hold you for 30 days. normally, and it has become custom that we do 14 days because of the overcrowding that we have in Harris County. We have so many people in custody, 8,000, 9,000, up to 10,000 people at any given time in and out of our jails. And because of that, as a courtesy, we do 14 days. Now, many times I grant extensions, I don't grant extensions. A lot of times there are several factors that is determinant of whether I grant an extension or not. One of the things are, has there ever been an extension before? Number two, the nature of the charge. Number three, have you ever had a fugitive case before? And so these are things that I look at as to whether to grant an extension or not.
Your Honor, may I please speak?
Well, I don't know. You may want to talk to your lawyer. The thing is this, look, I don't want you to talk about the original case, okay? Because the thing is that I live stream these proceedings, right? And so I don't want you to say something that you put your foot into your mouth, because here, the only thing that we're discussing is whether I should set a bond for you to get out, for you to go turn yourself in. That warrant, even if I let you out today, that warrant will eternally be there, and it'll always be out there until you go turn yourself in. The only thing we're discussing now is whether I should set a bond to let you go turn yourself in. And I don't know, because are you a flight risk? I don't know. The only thing I know is that you're charged with a very serious case. It's sexual assault. And so to me, the protection of my community is paramount, number one. Number two, the other question I have is, if we let you out, are you going to go turn yourself in? Everyone tells me that they're going to go do
I have
that.
my family sitting in court, and they are the one supporting me. And I know 100% they're going to support me to turn myself in. That's why they're still here, and I'm still the last one. And yes, I didn't know about the fugitive warrant that I had. And yes, I'm willing to turn myself in because I'm innocent.
You need to fight those charges regardless, because they're very serious charges. So Dave, what day did you say that they're going to come pick
It's
up?
Friday, and I forgot to include, I know typically the court permits over objection for the 3 days, but considering the New Year's Eve is holiday, that's how I also included the.
So are they going to be here Thursday and we reset to Friday?
On Friday. And so that's why the discussion last Friday was having it on the 6th, but if they're not here by Friday morning, is that you would potentially grant a bond.
So this is what we had planned to do, was I was going to give them an extension until Friday morning, right? If they don't come by Friday in the morning, I'm giving you a PR bond.
I've
Hey, everybody. Thanks for the Biggin raid. Biggin, thank you. I hope you have a great new year. To all the folks coming over from Biggin, I appreciate it. This just flushed from yesterday. He had a sexual offender from Connecticut trying to get extradition. So watch Judge Fleischer in his loud suit jacket work with this guy.
came to visit my family for the holidays. I wasn't able to enjoy that. I'm willing to turn myself in, but I would like to be with my family for the New Year's to start with a strong
Concern is not my concern.
And
My only concern is I want you to get back to Connecticut.
And I will, but I need my family. I need to today, as the paper says, I signed for 14 days, and I would like to have a time with my family to look for the bond, to look for them to go forward with turning myself into Connecticut, but not like waiting for Friday.
Let me make one thing clear to you. This isn't about giving you a PR bond. If I were to set you a bond now, it's going to be something substantial, meaning a high bond into the 5 digits to ensure that you go back to Connecticut. This isn't about giving you a PR bond. If they fail to come get you by Friday, I'm going to give you a PR bond because they have fallen on their word twice, and I'm not going to do it. Now, if I were to set you a bond now, I mean, it's over 10,000, something like that, to that nature. And because it's a fugitive case, there's no 10%. you're probably going to have to pony up 90 to 100% of it because you are an inherent flight risk because it's a fugitive case. So there's none of this 10% where you pay $1,000 and you're going to get out. No. In these types of cases, when we have fugitive cases, I normally set bonds, 5,000, 10,000. I've set bonds at 50,000. I've set a bond at 100,000, depending on the nature, severity, how many criminal history. So this isn't about just letting you out now willy-nilly. No, I would set you a bond and it's going to be a substantial bond because I have to know if I'm going to let you out, there's got to be enough blood in there that you're going to actually go back and not just try to flake out. Because if you take off and you don't come back, all that money's gone. So,
Okay, but the 14 days were exactly what I signed for.
remember, it is a courtesy. Statutorily, we can hold you here 30 days.
So,
Okay.
actually, to address the legal part of it, if your client is stating that he is withdrawing the waiver after today, then at that point, if you're considering a refusal, then we'll start the governor's warrant process and we'll hold him to 90 days. So if that's what your client is requesting, just in terms of your argument, because you were stating 14 days, that's true. If you want to, at the end, then revoke it, then we'll request an extension to 90 days and get the governor's warrant. So.
Judge, my argument is what he signed, what the order states, and the documents filed in this case. This is what's filed in.
I
every
get it.
single
I understand that. But there's sometimes extenuating circumstances, things happen.
Not faxing it to a certain person is not a good excuse, Judge. He's sitting there waiting 14 days just because somebody didn't do their job. That should not fall on him and cost him 5 extra days. That's 5 days this man is sitting in jail. 5 extra days just because somebody didn't send a fax to the correct person. This isn't the first time.
It's a courtesy.
I get it. Okay.
We can hold you 30 days. The 14 days, I don't have to give anyone 14 days. I can hold everyone 30 days if I wanted to. 14 is a courtesy. I've told you now that I'm going to give them until Friday. If they don't come here Friday morning, I'm letting you out. And now it's on them. And I don't care. I'm going to give you a free bond on Friday if they don't come pick you up. But if I'm going to set you a bond now, the first thing that's going to happen is you have to withdraw your waiver. All the 14 days that you've accrued so far goes out the window. You lose all the time that you've accrued. If you're unable to make the bond, you've lost all that time. Then they're going to get another, lick to another couple weeks to come get you. So give it till Friday. If they're not here, then I'll give you a PR bond. If they come here by that time, then you get up and you go fight the charges in Connecticut. Now, when you get to Connecticut, you can also, ask for a bond there. They can set you a bond there. But, the money that you would spend here just to get out, it's probably, use that to hire yourself a great lawyer there. Because the thing is that here, it's just a little wait. That in Connecticut, that's what you really got to worry about. This is peanuts. You go there, lean on your family to get you the best lawyer you can get in Connecticut so you can fight that case. That's where the concern should lie.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Remember, when you get on that phone in the jail, every phone call is recorded. Be careful what you say. Be careful who you talk to. There's a lot of jailhouse lawyers over there. They're going to tell you this, they're going to tell you that. Listen to Ricardo. He's going to direct you the best. And then we'll reset this to Friday. If they don't come Friday, I'm giving them a PR bond and I don't give them.
Right, I'm with you, but it was remember, because the holdover issue is that it has to be set.
We'll set it to Monday.
Right.
But
otherwise he's going to be brought up in.
you'll be here Friday, right? Okay, we'll look in the system if they've come get you Friday morning. If not, if they haven't come get you, we got to set a time. What time?
Actually, they emailed confirming. Let me see if I can get a time because they have to send it to Central Records for the pickup. So I'll see if they're able to.
We brought you here today so that you could hear what's going on because we wanted to keep you in the loop so you know what's going on.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay,
that's why we brought you here today so you can hear, so you're in the know because this is your case. You need to know what's happening.
Hopefully they'll respond soon. I just emailed the inspector over there. So it is inspector. And so hopefully he'll get back to me soon. And then
We can roll it to tomorrow. That way gives you a little bit more time to get a concrete and firm
Well,
time.
I have the date, right, if it's just the time, I mean, I have no issue with rolling it just to check the time, but every day that rolls over, he has to get brought up in the morning really early, so.
So what I want to do is I want to be able to commit them to a specific time on Friday, so I know I can start working on a PR bond, because I'm not giving them until 5 p.m. Friday, you know? It's got to be in the morning and they got to come get you. And if they don't by 10:30, then at that point, I start working the PR bond for you.
Why don't we just set it for 10:30?
I mean, if I get a different time, then obviously I'll email you and I'll email the court, and so.
Okay, it's got to be something reasonable, morning-ish,
I think they indicated morning, but obviously until they confirm with our central records.
I want to know from them specifically so that they can say, oh man, you didn't tell us the time, and no.
Right. I think
I
I've
want-
only had one first specific request for an
I
afternoon.
want them to commit so that they know if they're not here by that time, he's going bye-bye.
The only concern would be is if we don't do it by the time court is done with. We're
That's
not-
why I'm trying to commit them to a time before
Okay,
court
so
is
they can
done,
go after.
so that they can't,
Perfect.
it's on them,
That's
and
okay.
there's no one else that they can blame.
Okay. I'm on board. Yeah.
We can bring them back tomorrow if you want to do, maybe, we're off Wednesday, right?
Yes, Judge.
Thursday, whatever you want, or we can email and then you can,
We could email and just, unless they wants to.
Well, I'm emailing the detective now, because I emailed the inspector originally, I probably
they
should.
may not respond within,
Well, we could approach on it tomorrow.
Yeah,
off
of course.
docket. We don't need to bring Mr.
That's what I mean, is.
done.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're gonna pick a time Friday for them to come pick you up so that they are in agreement with. So if they don't come here by that time, you're giving a PR bond.
Thank you so much.
Okay? Okay, man.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Okay, so he's gonna get to sit around a little bit longer in the Houston hotel. Everybody's talking about how old the judge is. I don't know how old he is. I know he just had a birthday. I'm going to guess we're all going to say 50 because that seems to be the crowd favorite number. It was fun saying he was 61 there for a few minutes. I don't have a clue how old he is. I don't pay attention to stuff like that. But we're going to let's go to Judge Simpson. Judge Simpson had an interesting one there, so let's go there.
Yeah, went up a little bit. All right, how are we gonna get this paid off?
It's already paid, sir. They lost it.
Okay,
They lost my rent.
hold on.
I have receipts. I gave them receipts. She took a photocopy of it.
Who?
The lady that was up there in the rent office, her name was Dana. We don't have management because everyone has quit. And my rent came up missing, and the woman that was there, she quit or got fired. Now,
Okay. All right, are you gonna have your January rent?
yes,
Okay, when are you gonna pay your January rent?
on the 3rd,
Okay, then here's what I'm gonna do. What's your monthly rent?
$657 plus the water bill. My mother is 94 years old.
Yes, I recall, ma'am, the last time you were here.
I'm trying to stay calm, sir, but I am so upset because I have never went without paying the rent. And here these people got me up in here defending myself, and I got receipts, a bag of receipts, a bag.
So you pay your 657 plus whatever your other charges are. You're to pay that by January 3rd, 2025.
Yes,
Okay?
yes, I pay it
Pay
every
that rent. So this way the number doesn't get worse. So everything is done, and then we can try to figure out where we go from here on this. I'll adjourn this then to January 10th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Hello?
3 p.m.
Okay, at 3 p.m. Okay?
Yes,
And
sir.
we'll figure it out in terms of what was lost and when it was lost and anything along those lines, okay?
Yeah, and can I say something? They told me that I had to run this thing down. I called MoneyGram. MoneyGram said that one money order was cashed on the 7th. Another one was cashed on the 8th. What the heck? What the heck?
Okay.
And then you're gonna send me papers talking about find it? You find it. I told them, you lost it, you find it. Doggone they time. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. My mother is 94 years old. She has a colostomy bag on one side and a tube in her gallbladder on the other side. We cannot afford not to pay our rent. She's 94.
Ma'am?
Doggone they time.
Ma'am?
Yes. Yes, sir.
What I need you to do is, if you got confirmation that those were cash,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to get written confirmation from MoneyGram
Mm-hmm.
that has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that to the next hearing,
Okay.
because that's going to be important for us trying to figure out what happened.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right.
Happy New Year, Judge
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes, ma'am. You.
And Happy New Year to everybody.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
is that amount to be paid for both this matter and the past matter to my client, or are we putting that in escrow with the court?
She's going to pay it to your client. She's gone, but that's where I'm sure she's going to pay it, because
Okay,
your
Thank-
client's going to have to hear it. Okay.
Carissa Gazari appearing for plaintiff.
Good morning, I'm here. I don't know what's wrong with this phone.
Use iPhone 1. Okay.
Judge Simpson, can you hear me? Oh,
Yes,
Lord.
yes, ma'am. I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Okay, I
Okay.
can't see you, but we
I'm
can hear
trying
you.
to get it. Oh, God. Okay.
Okay, it's okay. There you go. We got you. Now I see you. Now I hear you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Nice hat. All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay. Ms. Gazari, how much does what's the plaintiff's claim?
The outstanding balance is $2,275.69, which includes $172 in court costs.
Okay, Ms. Mills, how are we going to get that paid?
So, Judge Simpson, I have all of the money in my account. I just have refused to pay it because I am going through some tremendous problems over here. And I
Okay.
wanted to wait until I talked to you. I've been trying to reach out to legal aid. I've reached out to Melissa. I'm having a mice issue here. I have pictures of all of this. I'm still having issues of like a black substance coming through my vents, getting in my freezer. It's a wreck over here. So I got upset and I just refused to pay because I've been without heat for 7 days. These past days I'm having to relocate to family members' house, and they haven't even came. They've been like half fixing my stuff over here, and I'm upset about it. And I feel like I don't want to pay them until I figure out what's going on, because I feel like they're getting down on me. And I'm like, I'm just gonna hold my money until I talk to the judge, because I want out of this lease, because I'm not comfortable here, Judge Simpson. I am not comfortable here at all.
Okay, let's do this. All right. I need you to file a written answer with the court laying out all of that. Okay, I'll give you to January 6th to get that done. Okay?
I don't know
Laying
how
out
to
what
do
all of
that.
you-
Can you tell me how to? I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can, if you put it on paper and just say, here are my complaints, that'll work for right now. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, and this is why I'm not paying issues. If you get through legal services, they can do something more formal, but let's try to just get chiefly what your complaints are right now, okay? Now, you say you have the 2,275.69?
I have it right now. I
Okay,
I've been
hold on,
trying to move.
hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hang on. All right, here's what I want you to do is I need you to put that in. Why don't you put that in the court escrow along with your January rent? Okay, now I'm having you do that because I got to protect the plaintiff's interest. I got to protect your interest.
Okay.
Once we get through the issues regarding everything, I'll just figure out how I'll split it. Probably nobody will be happy or somebody will be unhappy, but we'll figure it out at that point, okay?
So can you tell me how to put? Do I come to the court to put the 2,300?
Yes. Yeah, you have to come to court, put that into court escrow. It has to be in cash.
I'll come. Okay, I'm on the way. I'll come now because And Judge Simpson, I really want out of this lease. I don't feel like
No,
I should be penalized. I want some. I couldn't even have a good Christmas or anything because there's mice. There's things going on here. And I don't even want anyone here because it's embarrassing. And I pay all this money. And
okay, Miss Mills, I heard you when you
Okay.
said what you wanted. I did. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
I don't know how to get there. When does your lease expire? Do you know?
My lease expires in July. I'm trying to get out of here in the next few
Okay.
months.
Okay. Miss Mills, I hear you. It's okay. I'm hearing everything you're saying, and I know you're trying to just tell me all of that. Okay. So
Yes.
just do this. Get the escrow paid. I'll set a hearing then for January 10th, 2025 at 12 noon. That's in person.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I
And so
tell you
get
one more
that-
thing?
Can I stop you?
No.
No,
Yeah,
go
you
ahead.
can. You did.
No, Miss Mills.
I just wanted to let you know that my January rent is going to be late. I can't pay that until a week from now. But I have the 2,300 right now. in
Okay,
cash.
put the 23 in, and then you think you'll have the January rent by what? Will you
I
have it
wanna-
by the 9th?
Yeah, I get paid every other Wednesday. So this, not next week, but the following week.
Gotcha. On the 8th, you get
Yes,
paid.
sir. I'll
And so you'll have it on the 9th. Okay. Just put the 23 or 25, 22, 75, 69, put that in the court escrow now. And
Okay.
then the January rent, get that in by the 9th.
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right. Of
Okay.
January. And then I'll set your hearing for the 10th at 12 noon.
Okay. Thank you, Judge Simpson.
All right.
Have a better day and happy holiday.
Yes, and happy holidays to you. Get that written answer. Get that list into me, okay?
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right. You
Thank
take
you.
care.
You too. Bye
I'm gonna
bye.
get a hat like that too.
Thank you,
Take
Judge
care.
Simpson. Bye.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Oh, okay. Can you hear
That
me?
matters. Yes. Your name is Miss There?
Yes, Elizabeth, yes.
Okay, your case is dismissed.
What about the 50, I have two $50 late fees that I've been charged for November and for December. And as I emailed you, I have received, everything's been paid, even January. So and it was never late. Nothing was ever late. So I would ask the court to refund, that they refund that
Well, I can't
$100.
do, ma'am, I
Yes.
can't do that. What I can do is I cannot accept the dismissal, set you over to the 10th, and we can get it worked out then.
You're saying if I accept your dismissal, I have to accept that they charge me an extra $100?
Ma'am, I am not saying anything. If you don't want me to dismiss it, I won't dismiss it. I will set it on its litigation track. You will get it set for January 10th.
Okay, but where does it stand right now about the late fees when you said it was dismissed? Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Ms. Kazari,
No,
I'll
I
let
don't
you
wanna-
guys,
I wanna dismiss
I'll
it.
let,
No,
no,
no.
ma'am, here's what I'm gonna do. Ms. Kazari, I'll let you check into the late fees on this. I'm going to adjourn this over to January 10th.
Can we please
2000.
dismiss it?
Pardon?
Can we please dismiss it? I just want it to go away. There's all kinds of problems here at Huron Vista. And I guess you're not the one to talk to about it, but I just
Well,
want this
ma'am,
problem
I
to go
will
away.
deal with it, but I can't deal with it today. I don't have a ledger in front of me. I can't even begin to work it out for you. But I will do,
Okay,
if you
but-
don't want to dismiss and want the $50 for each of those months, at least somebody to look at it, I'll set you over to another date and I'll look at it.
Okay, but do I have to come in person? I don't have a vehicle and I'm a senior and I'm disabled.
Here's what I'll do. January 10th, 2025 at 12 noon. I will permit this time you to appear in or by Zoom. All right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody. The feedback was on that one lady. I don't know if it was her phone or if there's something going on there, but Now that she's off, the feedback is off. I debated not putting that one on, but I thought hers was interesting the way she was fussing back and forth with the judge, so it was worth it. Um, let's go for a little goofy. Let's go for Boulder, Colorado. They've got some odd court. I got to do some research into it, but they actually have court that is held outside. People show up outside to a camera. I don't know if it's just so they can run through more people or what, but it's you just watch people hanging out in the park and taking turns going up to a camera and doing court. So it's pretty neat. This one's in the courtroom, but I haven't been able to find any interesting ones in the park. Normally it's just tickets and it's normally very procedural court, but every once in a while you get something fun in there. So here's Boulder, Colorado.
I'll just step out for a minute.
Yeah, need a cough drop.
I do. I've had a couple. Were they here for Mr. Moran this morning?
Typically,
Oh, they did put the offer in the file.
sometimes they put the offer in and then they work from home, but
Is
I don't
Nick
see-
here?
no, Nick's off.
Well, I wasted your morning, Mr. Hoffman. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to kick it over. Doesn't seem like anybody's here. So,
Dismissed in the name of justice seems appropriate.
I'll set over for 1 month and we'll pick a new.
I'm not joking about that, to be honest with you.
What's that?
Dismissed in the name of justice seems appropriate at this moment.
Well, I don't have the
You
authority.
just said that you're sorry to waste your time, so based upon what I've been studying law, right then and there, you've admitted that, right, the speedy trial and that I wouldn't waste your time at all. So dismissed in the name of justice seems most appropriate in this situation. And I could even go into detail about the details that will even add more evidence to it in addition just to us, what you just said.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this. If you'd like to file a written motion that incorporates the bases for your request on a motion to dismiss and file it, I'll be happy to review it. And then the city attorney will have an opportunity to file a response to it. And I'll either grant it, well, maybe it'll be me, maybe it won't. It'll be granted or denied.
Will that be today?
If you can file it today.
Yeah, I could write it right now and hand it to you in person.
Well, did you want to, do you want to put some thought into it?
I did already. For me, this is a fairly simple matter. I'm getting groomed for full military, political, and church service at the highest level. This is petty as petty gets.
Give us just 1 moment while the city attorney's is.
Perfect.
Oh, good.
Perfect. Yeah, Judge Zachary Malkison already said dismissed in the name of justice for the same case, same issue. So I have that from another judge in a higher court.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the beginning of the story.
And Miss Keller will jump on in just a second.
Okay.
If you don't mind waiting just for 3 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, since I'm currently homeless, I was hoping to go camp out in Arizona and leave immediately. So this is why I was hoping to resolve this today. I don't like to be homeless in the cold, and I have family and some support down there. So after living here in Boulder at the Bluebird for 10 months and participating in everything that Judge Khan and the municipal courts and everything that my services, that I think I need to do, I've been doing that above and beyond. So I've been studying the law. I've been working on counseling all the homeless people, all walks of life.
Good man.
Practicing, continuing my studies to be a preacher, an astronaut, a politician, a teacher, and a doctor. And I'm constantly looking at things in a new light. And I realized, I need all my teachers, I need to give them a round of applause and a big congratulations for all the things they taught me without me realizing it. And I realized that through being involved in all the courts here the last 4 years in Boulder, it's allowed me to feel comfortable in the courtroom and to be able to be even more cool and more of a doctor-like thinking and keep my emotions in check. And I'm recovering from a traumatic brain injury. So I usually warn people right away, I'm recovering from a traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
And it's called pseudobulbar effect. And I have a really hard time controlling my laughing or crying reflex. So about 6 years ago, I was assaulted, and it was the start of a long journey for me. So I'm currently down here, I'm putting all my effort into constructive ways, constructive anger, using all my weaknesses for my strengths. Every time I help people, I kind of would say, well, I'm going to use that advice for myself if I would give it to you.
Mr. Hoffman, Miss Keller's just joined.
Thanks for listening to me. I just wanted to.
You're welcome. It's interesting.
Just a second, I want to make sure we handle this correctly since.
And I'll step out for a second. Is he talking to them here? Or does he go back to a room?
We can have you talk to them in the courtroom if that's easier for you.
I'll just step out for a minute.
Yep, need a cough drop.
I do. I've had a couple this morning. I need to. Oh, there she is. I'll be back.
So yeah, if you just want to talk to.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hoffman. So, I think Catherine, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Hey.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I need to, speak to Mr. Hoffman without the presence of the judge. The city's position is just that Mr. Hoffman should be allowed to do a short amount of community service in lieu of paying a fine.
Just like I know he cleaned the courtroom. It's just since Nick's not here and I don't see any of those notes in there.
Yeah.
That was for a previous case, different ticket.
Yeah, I'm thinking the best thing to do might be to continue your case, Mr. Hoffman, so you can meet with Nick and Nick can help you figure out some sort of community service to do.
What were you right about to say? Because you were about to say, let's just resolve this some more community service. Because I would like to take care of that and then leave town for a while and go somewhere where it's warm. Being homeless in the cold is not easy. So I was hoping to leave town as soon as possible.
Yeah, I am not in a position to tell you, like I could tell you, you could do your service at Goodwill, you could meet with Pam and she could give you the list of organizations that we typically do community service for. Is that something that you'd be willing to do?
Yes, how many hours would you suggest?
Okay, let me message Chris and ask him if he has a position. Give me just a second.
That would be good because, other judges have said dismissed in the name of justice based upon my evidence and what is going on in this case. So I feel like this is another perfect example. It would be case law for this case that the appropriate response from you would be dismissed in the name of justice and nothing less. I'm getting groomed for future military, political, and church service at the highest level. And I have been, to say the least, doing everything that you've asked me to, the courts, Judge Kahn, Nick, Christopher, the community courts, municipal court every Thursday for the last 3 or 4 years now. I've been there attentively doing my part. And I feel like when I touched Judge Zachary Melkelson on August 28th of 2023, I explained the details and he said, dismissed in the name of justice.
So, Mr. Hoffman, if you complete the community service, the case would be dismissed, okay?
True, but since you're going to talk to Chris Reynolds, I believe you should mention that because I don't even believe I need to do 0 hours community service. And the appropriate response from you would be dismissed in the name of justice. Thank you, Jason Christopher Hoffman.
So, Mr. Hoffman, that's not the city's position, okay?
Okay, well, please talk to Chris Reynolds because you need to check with him and see what his position is.
So, Mr. Hoffman, I've already spoken. Okay. I've already spoken to Mr. Reynolds, and that's the position that we have on this case.
I understand. Well, the judge says that are you my attorney, district attorney? Are you taking the case over? Can I speak with Chris Reynolds, please, right now?
I can message him to see if he's available, but Mr. Reynolds and I do have
because otherwise the judge says you guys are wasting my time by him not being here and having, this is all hearsay in my opinion because you don't have authority.
Someone jump in real quick. I don't ever want to make fun of the homeless, but when this guy keeps saying that it's wasting his time, I don't think he's got a lot to do. I don't think he works today. So he's got time to take care of this, and he's probably got time to not do what he did to get caught up in court. I know they always say innocent until proven guilty, but I got a strong agreement that he probably argued his way into there.
So, Mr. Hoffman, I do have authority. I am an assistant city attorney.
Sure. Well, Judge Zachary Malcolmson in a higher court said dismissed in the name of justice, Jason, and I would like to proceed to present the evidence to you so you can make the same decision or suggest the same decision as Judge Zachary Malcolmson in a higher court in the same building that said, Jason, dismissed in the name of justice. Thank you. I have all the evidence.
And I think you're getting this case confused with a different case, okay?
No, this is
not a judge that we have in our courtroom.
It's a higher court. You're a municipal court. This is a state court in the same building that made a decision on the same charge that said dismissed in the name of justice. So if I present the same evidence that I presented to Judge Zachary Malcolmson, it would be the same verdict. I have case law to prove it. Everything is based upon case law. It's in the same it's the same charge. It's the same name, the same city, same circumstances. I'm getting groomed for future military, political, and church service at the highest level. They took me away from my friends and my family and have been doing things in the military to me. Family there and have to talk to you and tell you all the things that are currently.
I apologize for that. I ended up clicking the wrong button. I was trying to pause it and I ended up moving it around. So here we're going to jump back into it. I apologize for jumping around on it.
Here.
Okay, Mr. Hoffman.
You know,
so
Judge
Mr.
Khan is our
Hoffman-
Genghis Khan. He's our military leader. The courts and the military are using this as a way to talk to soldiers in plain daylight. I have a freedom of speech to be able to tell you that. That's why soldiers die. But I don't have all the rights that you do. They've been taken away from me. I don't have liberty and freedom because I'm in some sort of futuristic training for future military, political, and church service at the highest level. Sorry to raise my voice. It's just that, you know, I have been very emotional when all these things that have occurred to me. So I'm ready to right now resolve this matter because I would like to go to Arizona and camp out in the desert and be around my mentor in the CIA and be around my church family there and have some sort of, you know, I'm working really hard on my mental health and living in a parking lot for year after year after year, talking to all these people here in Boulder day after day that all have extreme amount of stress and being involved in this conditioning for what we're all being involved in, including you. Not only am I getting groomed for future military political service at the highest level, so are you, ma'am. That's how serious the event is about to occur, that it's all hands on deck. All games on deck. All hands on deck.
Let me just stop for a sec. Okay, we're back on the record. This is a traffic case involving no proof of insurance. I understand you have strong opinions about this. Ma'am, have you had a chance to talk to Mr. Hoffman about the case?
I have, Your Honor. I'm not sure how productive our conversation was, but I did explain to him that the city's offer is to dismiss in the interest of justice if he completes 4 hours of community service.
Okay.
Mr. Hoffman did explain to me that he would like to go to Arizona and resolve this. So typically what we would have him do is meet with one of our navigators like Nick or Carlos and have them help work with Mr. Hoffman to figure out a good spot to do that community service.
Well, 4 hours seems appropriate. Let's resolve this right now. 4 hours. Yes, guilty as charged. Waive any rights that I don't have in the first place.
Well, Mr. Hoffman, the offer is just to dismiss. Did I understand that right, ma'am?
So with 4 hours of community service.
So you don't have to plead guilty. The case is going to be dismissed, but you got to do 4 hours of community service.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And ma'am, as I understand court procedure, I don't want to do anything Judge Khan wouldn't do. Typically, the evidence of the 4 hours needs to be received and then the dismissal motion would occur. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. So since Nick, it's my understanding that he is not in the office currently. Perhaps Miss Aubrey, is Miss Aubrey in the office? Carlos and
Dara are.
Carlos is, Dara.
Okay.
Yeah.
If someone's able to speak with Mr. Hoffman and maybe assist him with getting linked up with an organization to do his community service, that would be great.
I thought that Mr. Hoffman had said earlier, and I may have misunderstood him, but I thought he said he had already done some stuff for Nick, some trash cleanup and stuff. Does that count?
I cleaned all the oak in this entire courtroom one day.
And it might, Your Honor. It sounds like Nick isn't in the office, so I can't talk to him to figure out what that was, but Carlos or Dara might know.
Best case scenario, when Nick comes back next week, I could take care of this as soon as possible and go continue to work on my health. I would like to be honest with you. I'd like to litigate this and present all my evidence to you because I think that you will be a lot more open-minded than this attorney that I'm talking here. She needs a turn a knee. So, you know, you would be more understanding because Judge Zachary Malkison said, dismiss in the name of justice, Jason Christopher Hoffman, because I'm getting groomed for future military, political, and church service at the highest level. And they've been taking my freedoms away from me for 6 years and conditioning me. And I've been kind of working with you guys, you can say. So the first thing I said to the judge to get him to say dismiss in the name of justice was, Everything I know is top secret, but you know what's above top secret? Code word, and I know all of it. And I could start to speak about some things that are so traumatic that nobody will be able to sleep at night. Well, they've been enlightening me on all these things, and they've constantly telling me every time I get a parking ticket for no reason, go to these events that you guys want me to, go to the doctor and see the psychologist so you get to keep your vehicle. I'm Pavlov's dog and I learned to speak. I want to litigate this and argue with this because I would love to get insurance and registration on my truck, but they say it's wonky. Well, wonky, one is one, and key is like a verse. We live in a universe, and the word universe in tongues and code or top secret is wonky. So they're preventing me from actually doing it because they want me to be involved in this drama. And then secondly, carbon has 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. 666 is the carbon cycle, believe it or not, which we rely on for life. And 66 million years ago, a rock fell out of the sky. It caused a mass extinction event on Earth. And the second meaning for 666 is an extinction event. And there's 66 books in my Holy Bible, and Christ is coming back for all those reasons I just mentioned. And I was taken away from my friends and my family in Stirling, Alaska on August 26, 2018. And I'm fighting for this country and everyone's long-term survival. I'm working on being a preacher, an astronaut, a politician, a teacher, a doctor. And I don't want to play these fucking petty games. Excuse my language. I don't want to play these petty games. The appropriate response is dismissed in the name of justice.
Mr. Hoffman,
it's all true. I wouldn't lie to you.
Well,
I'm a Christian.
look, first of all, I do have bad hearing, but I wore my hearing aids today.
Okay.
So I can hear you,
Sure.
and you don't have to raise your voice. I'm gonna listen to what you have to
Thank
say.
you. Thank you. You know, I got taken away from my friends and my family, and I've been conditioned for the last 6 years, and I haven't been able to stop crying.
But I need,
And I've been trying, you know, and
I need to say that there are,
there's a fucking extinction event heading to this Earth. The year 2062, I'm in charge of it all about the Exodus, second Exodus in the next Bible. 666 is the carbon cycle. I got taken away from my wife, Jennifer Nicole Luton, on 2018, August 26th. I got hit in the head by a woman named Haley after the comet that's coming. So if you want to play this petty game and give me 4 hours community service, go ahead. I'll remember this for the rest of my life, and I'll make difficult decisions with ease. Or you could say, dismiss in the name of justice, Jason. We understand you are putting, every day I fight. I fight myself. I say I'm fighting the books. I've been fighting my health, my mental health. I've been studying the human brain, trying to help myself deal with stress and anxiety and hypertension. I understand that I could die from coronary heart disease, and they've been giving me a lot of stress so I can heal from it now and get over PTSD. And I swim in it all day. So if you want me to do 4 hours of community service, I'll think about everything that's ever occurred to me, and it'll be stewing inside of me.
one,
Or you can say dismiss in the name of justice and do what's right for this everybody, the mankind.
it sounds like they're gonna be saying dismiss in the interest of justice. They just have this requirement of 4 hours of community service. So you're gonna get, sounds like you're gonna get what you want out of it, but.
Well, I only get to leave today, and then for those 4 hours, I'm gonna be stewing in it. And I'm gonna be, when martial law hits and World War III hits and nuclear war hits, sir, Iran's a wrap. We're gonna remove them from the map.
Can I?
Hanukkah says Hanukkah. I'll remember the 4 hours. I'll remember the 4 hours, all of you. Go ahead, give it to me, 4 hours. I'll think about it the whole time. How I used to have a life, a house, vehicles, a business, an identity, health, and then instead I'm getting conditioned for future military, political, and nuclear war. Thank you.
Mr. Hoffman, whether you do the 4 hours or not is not up to me, it's up to you. You decide whether you want to do it.
Sure, it's up to you to say dismiss in the name of justice.
If you don't want to
be a
do
baby.
If you don't want to do it, I'm happy to enter a not guilty plea and we can set your case for a trial. You said you want to litigate it. It doesn't feel like you're in charge, but you really are in charge. You tell me.
Now you're lying on your oath.
Can I finish, please?
Yeah.
You tell me what you want to do. Do you want to do the 4 hours?
4 hours, so that way I can resolve this in a quick way.
All right.
And everything I just said, I'm going to remember because I have the opposite of memory loss.
All right.
And thank you very much. Thanks for looping me up. May I have another.
So we'll get Carlos over You can have a discussion with Carlos about,
Back there.
and Carlos may actually be able to reach Nick to see whether you've done it for us. I don't know
Thanks
whether
for
you
listening to
have.
me, because this has been something I've been thinking about, and it's not personal. It's just that when you think about every day how you used to have a life and an identity. I went to the Boulder College of Speech Therapy. I did everything right, and then one day it just all changed, you know. And I know that the severity of what's ahead. There's an extinction event. Every word in this book is true. It's been hidden from everybody because of the trauma, and I can't sleep at night. I can't have a hard time eating. Okay, as soon as I got hit in the head, I start crying and laughing. You know, it's the real deal here. It's not a drill. There's a reason why planes are falling out of the sky, because the wall backwards is the law, and at the end of the runway, the law is everybody's, because the comet's coming to hit.
I'm sorry that this has been your experience.
Oh, I like it. I want to serve and protect my family.
Okay.
I just don't want to sit around for 4 hours and do petty community, community service and think about this over and over again. I can't stop thinking about it anyway. So, it's okay. I'm going to be, a congressman and just take it from there. So
We'll get Carlos in here to have a discussion.
I'm gonna walk you back there and then we're gonna, when he comes back.
Thank you
and
for your
then
help,
We're
man.
either gonna have you come in on a Tuesday or a Thursday, whatever you're willing to do. So I'll walk there back with you and then I'll take this off the record, sir, and our third hearing has not showed up. So you're all good.
I've been home.
Sorry about that disclaimer. It pops up at the worst time. This guy clearly had some mental health issues. He certainly needs some help. I think the judge was way too patient, but that's why that guy's a judge and I'm not. I think my biggest concern was imagining, they give him a great deal, 4 hours community service and it's over. But imagine being the person, the food kitchen or wherever he's going to do the community service. Imagine being the person that has to manage that. You got to make sure that those folks don't put themselves in a risk of getting injured either. And in his mania, he may feel justified or something or what he's doing. He has somebody saying TBI versus mentally ill. You know, I don't think any of us are doctors here, so it'd be very hard for any of us to make sense of it. All we can say is that he needs some help. He needs something that's going on. But anyways, I'm going to jump in and let's go Judge Green, and then we'll finish this thing up. So we got a quick one with Judge Green, and we'll be out of here. So let's go there.
I realized that I neglected to include a very important provision, which is tether. And as I was thinking about this case, I wanted to be assured as well that the victim receives all of her personal property. I think you can appreciate that some of the things that she described are really priceless. And I want you to return them to her or assist in returning them to her. So I'm going to include that in your order. And I've also decided, given that you already served 6 months on this offense in pre-adjudication detention, and that my objective for you is rehabilitation, I am going to release you on house arrest with a GPS tether for 6 months. Again, taking into consideration that you've already served 6 months in jail. However, Mr. Schusterick, if you violate the no contact provision in any way, you're going to spend at least a year in the Michigan Department of Corrections.
Can I ask a question?
You
How
can ask
how do I
Mr.
go
Parker.
about getting her?
You can ask Mr. Parker.
What do you need, sir? Her photos. The only reason why I hung on them for long.
Mr. Schusterick.
Your Honor,
Just tell me.
if the people may, is there going to be a replacement for the DVT program? Because that was the entire purpose of
Oh, yes,
the
I'm sorry.
incarceration.
Yes, it's it's batterers counseling.
Okay.
And thank you for raising that because I do have that here.
And I did have an opportunity to speak with the complainant who is here. And she indicated to me that the items she is most specifically concerned about are her medical records, the entirety of her medical records.
You mean since she was an adult?
I believe her entire life medical records, Your Honor. I believe that the defendant's mother has possession of them, and I have that belief. I don't recall, I'd have to double check, but I do know that that his mother has used information from those medical records in the past to demean the complaining witness. And then the photo albums, which do contain photographs of her, as well as her sister, who I don't believe is with us anymore, Your Honor, from their childhood, from Russia, and all the way through, Your Honor. I have been informed that none of these photographs are of an intimate nature. So I did ask that question. I also did float several ideas of how to effectuate the transfer of this property. My suggestion personally would be that either Mr. Schustrick or a representative of Mr. Schustrick takes those items to the Allen Park Police Department, leaves them there, and then either Miss Schumann or a representative of her goes to the Allen Park Police Department and retrieves them. That way there is no communication, no interaction between any parties. I think that given the extensiveness to which parents have been involved in the case, I think that would be the best bet rather than having a third party meetup, not at a police station. And then on and after the date of sentencing, Mr. Schustrick's mother did reach out and text the complaining witness multiple times. I don't believe, based on the contents of those text messages, that Mr. Schustrick directed her to do that. But I just want that on the record, that contact was made. It was harassing contact by Mr. Schustrick's mother. Again, I can't establish that he directed her to do that or she did that on his direction or at his suggestion or anything like that. I know Your Honor was very adamant last time and spoke with her as well that contacting would not be helpful. And I would just like on the record that did occur and that those messages did come from his mother. I don't have anything to suggest that Mr. Schustrick was involved with that. I just wanted it noted for the record.
Thank you. Mr. Parker?
Well, can we, certainly we appreciate the court's resentencing. Can we have a list of things that Mr. Schustrick is to turn over?
The medical records and any photograph or photograph albums of Miss Schumann, and Miss Schumann informed me that Mr. Schustrick would know exactly what she was referring to.
You
As
do
far
know
as
exactly what she's
That's where the gray area is.
I know what's going.
You know exactly what she's
Exactly. I medical records. Look, my mom says a lot of things.
Mr.
My
Schustrick?
mom's nuts.
Mr. Schustrick.
Just ask questions.
Absolutely. I look. I
Just answer the
yes.
question.
Oh, okay.
Just answer the question.
Mr. Schustrick, how many times do you think you've been before me by now? Maybe 10?
12 at least.
Yeah. And every single time, I have to ask you to stop talking.
Sorry.
But you don't think that you need any mental health treatment.
Not true.
Ms. Kurt, I appreciate that you're giving Mr. Schustrick the benefit of the doubt concerning his mother. And assuming, especially because it was the day of sentencing, and probably that he would have had a limited opportunity to contact his mother. I tend to agree with you. However, I did tell your mother, Mr. Schusterick, at length on the record, and frankly, off the record. She remained for a while after you were taken into the back, that she was not to contact Ms. Schumann in any way. You need to get her under control.
You tried. I've been trying. I'm the kid. I'm not an adult in her eyes. Blah 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 blah. I've tried. I've asked her, and I haven't had contact since the day I've been detained.
Well,
with
tell your
anybody,
mother
so.
that if she continues to contact Ms. Schumann is going to have a basis for PPO. She may even have a basis for something else.
Maybe content her. Put her in content. Maybe
So
sorry,
you tell her.
you're tall. I'm not in disagreement.
All right, so we have medical records, photo albums, and I'll order that these items be delivered to the Allen Park Police Department no later than next Monday. So you'll need to arrange that, Mr. Schusterick.
And I'll make sure to put a call out to the Allen Park Police Department so that they're aware.
Thank you. And when they are delivered, Mr. Schusterick, whoever delivers them, make sure, this is really critical, make sure that that person gets the name of whomever these items are left with. Because I don't want to hear, well, I never received them. I went to the police department and nobody could tell me who had them. And you said, you talked so glowingly about Miss Schumann, how much you care about her, what a great mother she is. You need to do this. Is there anything else?
Nothing further from the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
I have nothing at this time, Your Honor.
The judge will need to contact DOC to get that in place.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm not sure why, but I've got a weird interest in a lot of the mental health stuff in court. It's always odd to me that people with obvious disabilities are obviously saying things that are not in their best interest are allowed to speak. I guess that's all part of the freedom aspect of it, but it always bothers me because people are, if they're going to say something that's just going to hurt them, why set them up for failure? But this one kind of struck me there because the way he, just running on, and it certainly wasn't any help. Luckily enough, these judges have discretion and these judges know how to think it through. But those sort of cases interest me because I just, I don't understand why all body camera isn't shown in all court. I don't understand a lot of these things. So that's one of my interests in watching court is just trying to get a better understanding of it. But I'm not going to make it till midnight, Kim. I'm going to call it quits. We're going to end the show. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I'm going to try to do a show tomorrow night. Not sure how it's going to work, but we're still going to try. Make sure you all have a safe night. If you're going to be out drinking, make sure you got a designated driver. If you're not out drinking, be careful because there's going to be other people on the roads and you don't want to be a victim of anything. So just be careful, be safe, and you guys have a great holiday. Thank you so much for coming out. Y'all have a great night.